Hello and welcome to another edition of Battletech Advanced, brought to you by Commando Gaming, Strategic Gaming, brought to you live on twitch.tv at Commando Gaming 1. We're continuing our series on Battletech Advanced. So let's jump right into it. We are basically playing the DLC missions for the heavy metal DLC. So where we have left off, we're basically waiting for the next flashpoints to appear. So I'm actually back off my camera just a little bit. There we go. So I actually feel like I can move around without leaving the frame. There we go. That's better. So let's jump into some missions while we wait for the flashpoint to advance. So we got a battle in the desert, a solo duel, an eviction. Hey Simmons, thanks for joining us and confirming that our stream is working correctly after our issues yesterday. Good to see you as always. I'm sure you have a delicious breakfast in store for today, as you do every day. If I could hire you as my chef, I would do so. Alright, got a quick retribution mission here. We're just really picking up C-bills and mechs at this point. We picked up an assault yesterday, which was awesome. So we're taking Ryan, headshot. We're taking our Shadowhawk now, which I'm using a lot in our fire support role. The fire support links and our Wraith is down for repair, so let's take our Raven as our scout. And let's go. M. Simmons says, right now I'm baking chocolate chip cookies for a friend's sister. Wow, I wish I was your friend's sister. A friend's sister, wow. We need some love for your favorite BTA streamers. We need some cookies. Actually, no, I don't need cookies. Cookies are not something I need. I want them, but I don't need them. I want to encourage everyone to get involved in the chat, whether you are a veteran of BTA or if you're just checking it out and you have questions about it. Let's get involved. I love to talk to people who are new to BTA and explain the pros and cons, answer any questions, etc., etc. So please get involved in chat. Otherwise, you're just listening to me talk to myself, which is of dubious value. Help if I spelled Discord correctly. There we go. Alright, so we got a battle in the desert. We're killing some time until we get the opportunity to advance the story in this Flashpoint series of heavy metal. So we may as well collect some mechs. Alright, let's put our sniper on the high ground as much as we can. Get our Raven out in front as our scout. Oh my goodness, the enemy's way on the other side of the map. This is going to take a while. I'm confused about why it feels that we're close enough that it needs to show us the enemy turns. Usually it only does that when the enemy is actually on our radar. It's going to take us a while to hike over there. Yeah, they're not even on sensors, so I'm not sure why.
I hear you.
They're taking the enemy turn.
Aye, aye.
It's actually not a bad thing because it lets me to work on my strategy while we get closer to the enemy. So let's look at the map. Best case scenario is definitely if we take the high ground here and try to get the enemy to come to us. As a fallback position, we can take the high ground over here. We'll see how the enemy reacts. If the enemy's not moving towards us, we're going to have to keep moving towards them.
I'm going.
Like I said, this is really weird because normally we would just move towards each other at full speed until we get sensor. There we go.
New sensor trace. Looks like enemy reinforcements.
Alright, enemy reinforcements. So we got enemy units where? There. Reinforcements there. Pirate support lance there. Okay, so we got 3 lances. Oh, I'm feeling great. I think you may be referring to the fact that I had a bit of a headache yesterday. Yeah, that's unusual. Normally I don't have headaches like that. But it does happen. Hey, good morning, Skewed One.
Acknowledged.
Alright, we got enemy... So we got a total of 3 lances, so that's 12 mechs, theoretically. We got a bombard. And some unknown mechs over here. Okay.
I copy.
Might as well hit that bombard while we can. Bombards have good firepower, but they're really light on armor and even lighter on speed. So they have like no evasion. So bombards are definitely good targets for us to take out. Subhype. Subhype. Oh, Skewed One. Thank you for subscribing for 4 months in a row. Yay! Thank you for that. Really couldn't do this without people like you, Skewed One.
Affirmative.
You're a big part of our family here. You're one of our moderators. You're one of our first subscribers. And a good friend to the channel. So thank you for that. Really appreciate that. Alright, let's take out these reinforcements before we have to worry about the primary lance.
Good enough.
Again, we have an opportunity to hit this bombard hard before it gets evasive, so we need to do that. It's got dual Gauss rifles. That's actually a pretty nice build for a bombard. Not that I'd want a bombard in my company, really, because they're so slow, but it's definitely a risky build. Alright, they're taking some shots at our Raven. However, our Raven has 7 evasion, so we're okay at the moment. Here comes that bombard with the dual Gausses. He didn't shoot.
Moving to position.
Hey, Feosians! Thank you for joining us. Skewed One says, I think I just had my fastest assassination. Usually those missions are pretty drawn out. So tell me about it. Alright, so we got a Hunchback and 2 other mechs there. So we might as well keep going after the bombard here. Maybe take out one of the arms. Oh, exploded itself on the first turn. I've never heard of that before.
Got it.
Oh, you were dropped right next to it. That's just really good luck. That's cool. Well, here's the problem, though. Your assassination, your goal was to get salvage, usually. Excavator mech with a oh, is that an excavator mech with a thumper on it? Never seen that before. But the problem with those assassination missions is you're trying to get salvage, so if the stalker was the salvage... Making the bit leaderboard all time instead of weekly? Okay, I'll look into doing that. Yeah, yesterday I dropped right behind the target with all 4 mechs, so I jump one shot in the back and it goes dead on arrival. Done. The ambush lances. Yeah, I mean, that's the problem with the ambush target destroying itself, though, is unfortunately you're going to miss out on some salvage there. Oh, so the stalker so a Mackie was just a guard for the stalker? That's unusual. Usually the Mackie would be the assassination target there. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's fine. Well, that's cool. That's some good salvage right there. I'd like to get some more assaults. I finally got an assault yesterday. Hey, thank you for the bits. Please save your bits. I've talked to you about this before. Moderators don't need to give bits. Moderators are doing their part by just being here and helping out with the chat. Alright, they really want to get my Raven. They really want to get my Raven. I've never seen an excavator mech with a thumper before. That's an interesting build.
Come on, Mech Warriors. It's go time.
Let's go take a look at that while staying evasive. Alright. Okay, 6 evasion.
Roger that.
Alright, so we have an excavator mech with thumper artillery. So one of the things I did with this Raven, even though it's our scout, I wanted to give it some punch. So it's got rocket launcher 45 reloadable. So let's see what that does on this excavator mech. Oh, it's not reloadable, it's just basic rocket launcher. Not what I was hoping for there. Oh, we got a head hit though.
My flamer is empty.
An excavator mech was one of the other guards. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the excavator mech... I think Bloody Doves likes the excavator mech. But I think we just see it too often. Wait, I didn't want to use precision strike there. Let's see. Let's put it on the excavator
Roger that. Firing on target.
mech there. Little heat on the excavator mech.
Light dead.
I think the excavator mech shows up a little too much. I know that the developers really like the design. It's a novel design, and it just got premiered. But logically, an excavator mech should be like a mech of last resort. It shouldn't be very common at all to see that, because basically it's when the enemy has nothing else than aggro mechs and they just put it out there. So I feel like the excavator mech is something that we see a little too frequently. It should be a rare mech. Engine destroyed. should be something that you only see occasionally.
Standing by.
Shade is one of my pilots. Tell me about Shade. I'm not sure what your reference there is. Does he have a background in agromechs or something like that? If so, then that would make sense. Alright, let's go for a precision strike on the excavator mech here. No luck on the headshot.
Waiting for orders. Uh-huh.
We're basically just killing time right now until the flashpoints advance for this for the DLC missions for heavy metal. Oh, Shade has a passive 10% extra melee damage. Okay. I don't know. I don't know if an excavator mech is really viable. I've seen people put builds together for it, but I just don't know if it's something I would want to put in the field. Alright, should get knocked down here without any problem. Knocked down. Down you go, excavator mech. So, I was thinking the other day, I was looking at the Steam store, and I was so depressed about how few really good games, really good polished studio games have been coming out lately. And there's no significant games on the horizon that I'm that excited about. And I'm really... I know a lot of that's COVID. Believe me, I understand that. But there's a part of me who's just like really disappointed because it feels like the stuff that's coming out right now in Steam is kind of not nearly as pleasing graphically. It's kind of like we'll come up with a cool game idea, but the graphics are going to suffer. They're not going to be very good. I've seen that quite a bit lately. That seems to be the formula right now for studios, as they're just trying to get something out into the market and generate some income. But I feel like polished games are only coming out if they were actually started before COVID. So, I mean, it used to be, you know, a year and a half ago, I would probably have a new game every month that I was excited about playing. And now, when I look at the Steam store, a lot of the new stuff, I'm like, that doesn't look very good. And then I'm like, yeah, I don't know how replayable it is. It might be fun for like a day. And I really like to do series on my channel because you get a lot more interest from more people if you're playing a game for more than just one day. So, what's everybody's thoughts on what's available in the game stores right now? I'm very sad about what we have as options for games right now. I mean, I understand in the big picture it's a small thing, but there's a part of me who's just like, man, can we just get some good games? Is that too much to ask to get a game that looks good? So, I don't know if it's just me.
I hear you.
And, you know, I could play Battletech forever. Don't get me wrong. But, you know, sometimes I really feel like it would be nice if there was another game or two that I could be really excited about. Yeah, we might as well put some heat on
Tell me
that
what to shoot.
hunchback way in the back there. I guess we're not going to be going on top of that ridge. We're going to have to get the enemy that second enemy force to come to us. Fortunately, there's 8 mechs that are bearing down on us. So we should really try to finish off these mechs quickly. Because we got a lot of firepower heading our way. And since we're in the desert environment, it really slows down our ability to take on large groups of mechs because it limits how much firepower we can put out at the same time. Yeah, I knew I should have made a Raven more evasive there.
Minimum damage. Guys, nothing.
Although it'd be nice to get those enemy mechs to come through this heat before they come and fight me, but I think they're realizing they need to go the long way around. See, they were going to go up on the ridge, but now they're like, yeah, maybe we should stay in this valley. Thunderbolt. Thunderbolt launcher. Skewed One says the new Hitman looks at least interesting in an interacting with a Clockwork World type of way, but they never really hooked me. Yeah, I mean, I've done the Hitman series before,
Systems holding.
and it's like, if you want a game where you have to play the same mission 50 times to get it just right, then it could be interesting, but I'm just not a big fan of Hitman because you have to do the missions over and over and over and over and over again until you get it perfect.
Commander?
And that type of repetitive gameplay is not something I really would enjoy very much. All right, let's get our sniper up here. I want him to be able to start shooting at those enemy mechs as they start coming down that valley. Alright, let's see if we can get... Come on, let's go for a headshot here, Goggles. Get a headshot, Goggles, come on. Alright, that wasn't a headshot, but it was pretty good.
That hit.
Nice, nice hits there. I don't know what you hit, Goggles, but you did something good. That was pretty cool.
I hear ya.
Yeah, but I mean, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. I just remember way back pre-COVID when at least once a month there was something new that was coming out that I wanted to play. Like, ooh, I can't wait till that comes out next month. Or, hey, morning, Thomas, by the way. Sorry, I didn't see you pop in. So I just wish there was more to be excited about in gaming. Like, I would always play Battletech, but usually there would be a new game every month or so that I'd want to play, at least for a while, just to see how it was. But now when I look in the game store, more often than not, I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't know if I want to spend my money on that, or the quality isn't that good, or I just feel like gaming has taken a big step back in COVID, and that the only games that we have coming out that are really good and polished, and even some of them that are not so good polished, like Cyberpunk, are games that were in the making for years before COVID. Like, there's nothing new on the horizon. It's like there's no more games. And it's a little sad.
Right way. Double time.
Did you watch WV? Oh, WandaVision. Yes, of course, Thomas. Yeah, that was the first thing I did after I got off stream yesterday. Is I watched that WandaVision episode. That was a really cool episode because it was it was getting back to what makes Marvel so much fun, was the great storytelling there. And don't get me wrong, I enjoyed the first couple episodes for WandaVision because I knew where it was going. But some people who are casual fans of Marvel were like, what? This is a Marvel movie show? It's like a comedy. It's like a sitcom. And I'm like, no, there's a reason for that. You just have to sit through it and just enjoy it. But yeah, that episode of WandaVision was amazing. And I don't want to do any spoilers, so I don't want to talk too much about it. But, I knew that, and it's funny, and you can ask anybody, I kind of said, okay, the first couple episodes are going to be setting up the alternate reality, and I was right. And then I told people when they started to be like, I don't know, after the first 2 episodes, I said, don't worry, I'll bet you the 3rd episode is where they start to explain things. And sure enough, they did. And then it got really interesting. And now it's going to be a back and forth between the alternate reality and the real reality. And I think that's going to be a really cool experience for all of us. So it was really cool. And, I think people... And this isn't too spoilery, so I'm just going to say it, okay? So, what people need to understand about WandaVision is Wanda, at the end of Endgame, right, was arguably the most powerful Avenger. I mean, she was actually going to beat Thanos by herself, where all the other Avengers were fighting him 2 or 3 people at a time, and getting wrecked. But Wanda was about to kill Thanos by herself, except Thanos used a dirty trick. I think I can say that now because it's way past spoiler time. So Wanda was already the most powerful Avenger, in my opinion, at the end of Endgame. And then the fact that she's actually creating life and alternate and matter from thin air with her magic shows you she is like almost, she's on a cosmic level of power at this point. So she's extremely powerful. And if I have one nitpick, and again, I don't want to go into details, one of my problems with some of these shows is they don't give you the story about why the Avengers are not there, right? So, and this isn't spoilery because I'm just talking in general. When they're engaging with this situation where they have a Avenger who's extremely powerful and
What can I do for you?
is kind of going crazy and is a threat to the whole world, they need to take a beat and say, okay, well, we would have the Avengers here, but they're off dealing with some other dangerous situation. Or the Avengers weren't available right now. We have them on call if we need them. Or something like that. Because the idea that the Avengers wouldn't show up at some point is kind of far-fetched. So that's my one pet peeve, is they need to have that backstory. And it's actually very similar because I'm watching Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. right now. I'm rewatching it. I've watched it before. But that was one of my pet peeves for that show too, is there's several occasions on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. where they have world-threatening events and they don't like call up Iron Man and say, hey, Tony, can you come over and help us a little bit? Like it never happens. And which is fine, because that's not what the show's about. But it's like, okay, can you have a reason that the Avengers don't show up? Like, you need to give us something. Well, yeah, I think you're right. There is a powered human already on the scene, and I don't want to spoil that for people that don't know what we're talking about. But I don't think that's enough. I mean, look, if you have the most powerful Avenger and she is off the rails, don't you think that you should have a couple super powered people there just to make sure things don't go crazy? That's just kind of what I'm saying. Right. So I understand that they're scattered and the Avengers are not really a team right now, but I understand that, Skewed One, but I think they need to say that in the show. Like, they need to say, you know, hey, the Avengers are tied up with other things, or they're not working as a team right now, or something. So we understand the reason that no one is showing up to help Wanda. Because, yeah, government agencies and their secrets, I understand that. But remember, and I don't want to get too nerdy here, that Peter Parker, Spider-Man, has access to all the technology and information that Tony Stark had. He could find out anything about anybody, so I think it's hard to believe that no Avengers would hear about what's going on in New Jersey. So I just, it's a minor pet peeve, but I still feel like they should just come out and say something like, oh, you know, we tried to contact the Avengers, but you know, they're tied up with other issues right now. But it's not just the Avengers as heroes, right? It's the Avengers as people. Wanda was a teammate for the Avengers, right? She was very close to many of the Avengers. So why wouldn't they come and help their friend? You know, if nothing else, you could have Hawkeye show up, because Hawkeye was very close to Wanda, and at least be on the scene as a representative of somebody, right? Because Hawkeye is very close to Wanda. They had a very close relationship. So it's just a minor pet peeve of mine. It would just be cool if they would just give us a reason that no one else is showing up to deal with Wanda as a person.
Got something you want done?
You know, because a lot of them were very close to Wanda personally. Wanda was like... I don't think the Avengers know about the big one here. That may be why no one told the Avengers. That's true. But that's fine. And they could even say... For example, you can have the head of S.W.O.R.D., who doesn't look like he's a very nice person, and the FBI agent have a conversation like, hey, why are we bringing the Avengers in here? And then the head of S.W.O.R.D. could say, hey, this is top secret, this is need to know. They don't need to know about it yet. So we'll see what happens. Just a minor pet peeve. I don't want to go into it too much, because I don't want to get in spoiler territory here. I really should put a tag on that Raven in retrospect. I didn't actually expect to use the Raven, so I didn't kit it out quite like I would if I was using it as a scout. So I'm going to have to revisit that after this mission. So let's get back into Battletech here. I don't want to talk too much about WandaVision because it gets a little too spoilery. But if last thing I'll say is we don't know what didn't happen on and off screen. Yeah, no, I get that, Thomas, but I think they should have made it happen on screen. There should have been a moment where somebody says, hey, why aren't we calling in the Avengers? And then maybe the head of SWORD just says, nope, this is top secret information. The president has told us not to advise the Avengers, or something like that. Something that tells us that there's a conscious decision not to have the Avengers involved. That's fine. They can do that. But I just feel like we're kind of missing that part of the scenario where they actually say, like, yeah, there's a reason the Avengers aren't here.
Right, Commander.
Or something like that. Just to... Because it's something in movie industry they call an era of disbelief. So people will believe ridiculous things in movies as long as you tell it to them. And so that what that means is in the movie world is if you're going to have people set aside things that make sense, you kind of have to tell them why they aren't there. And I think that's one thing they could have done here is just said, yeah, there's a reason the Avengers are not in this scenario right now. But I did love the new character that they brought in. I'm not going to tell you who, because that's a spoiler, but I think that was amazingly well done what they did. That they casually inserted a character that everybody wanted to see. So that was really cool. And how they did it was really awesome. That's all I'm going to say. And, hats off to the people who put together the script for WandaVision, because it is pretty amazing how they've done this in such a short period of time. They've created a really deep story in basically 2 hours of screen time. And they've done a really amazing job. All right, so we got let's hit that blackjack with a... Let's see if we can get a headshot on this blackjack at long range.
Roger that.
So I'm excited about WandaVision. I think WandaVision would have... The first couple episodes would have had more time to breathe if Falcon and the Winter Soldier had come out first, which was what the original plan was. Because I think Falcon and the Winter Soldier was going to be starting out as the high-intensity superhero material that people were waiting for after Endgame. So I think a lot of people got disappointed by WandaVision because they're like, there's no action, at least in the first couple episodes. And then if they had seen Falcon and the Winter Soldier first, I think they would have had more patience with letting WandaVision develop. But a lot of people were like, hey, this isn't a superhero thing. We don't see any superheroes. We don't see any fighting. But if they'd had their fill with Falcon and the Winter Soldier first, I think they would have had more patience to let WandaVision develop. So if some of you have watched the first couple episodes of WandaVision and decided it wasn't for you, I would strongly suggest that you get back into it.
I'm already there.
Alright, Cicada versus Raven. Fight of the century. Oh yeah, and Black Widow too. That's a good point. I've forgotten about Black Widow. It's been so long. I still hold out that they should have just done what they did with Mulan with Black Widow and been done with it. Because I think what happened with Disney is they wanted to try to make as much money with Black Widow as they could, which is, you know, what they should do as a responsible company. But when they saw that Mulan didn't generate the revenue that they were expecting, they assumed that Black Widow would not be successful in the same release. So I think they got cold feet on releasing Black Widow because Mulan didn't generate that much revenue for them. So I think if they'd done that with Black Widow, they would have made a lot of money. I think there was a lot of people who weren't going to pay money for Mulan that would pay good money for Black Widow. Alright, it's overheated blackjack. We've got a griffin. Another overheated blackjack. Yeah, might as well go for the head on this blackjack. Maybe we'll get lucky. Oh, nice hit there on that blackjack.
More where that came from.
This battle is a classic example of using terrain to your advantage. So the fact that we're way up on top of the hill is making this more of a turkey shoot than anything else. Oh, there's that thunderbolt launcher. Oof, going after a raven. I've got to get that raven more evasive. More running and less shooting from the raven.
Standing by.
So, I mean, I don't know what the current plans are for Black Widow. You know, they might be holding out for the summer and hoping that they can get Black Widow into movie theaters. But I really think the Warner Brothers HBO Max model is going to be the model that works going forward, which means when they release in a theater, they're going to release it in pay-per-view in some format on the same day. And I think movie theaters are going to be dead. I don't know if movie theaters really have a path, because I think the public has just gotten used to just watching things at home. And it's going to be really hard to convince people to go out to a movie theater anymore. I think it's going to be really hard. So, and we're just talking about movies now, because this battle's kind of turning into a turkey shoot here. Not much of a threat. Although we are running out of MRMs here. Let's go for a headshot here.
Let's see if I'm sober enough to line this up.
So, I mean, I know the movie theaters are trying to stay alive, but the fact that the largest movie theater company in the world, which is AMC, is on the verge of bankruptcy every month tells me that I don't know if there's a path for movie theaters to stay in business anymore. Because even if movie theaters open, if they open at less than 100% capacity, movie theaters don't make money. Because movie theaters make their money on concessions. They don't make their money on butts in the seats. They make money on popcorn and soda. And if half of the people are showing up, then the movie theaters are not going to make enough money to survive. The math just doesn't work out. Let's go for some HE here. Go for a precision strike. And since we have the high ground, we could probably... No, we can't do direct shot. Feels like we should be able to do a direct shot here, but we can't. So I just don't think the audience is going to run out. I mean, I know a lot of people that are very excited about just watching new releases on their TV. The whole HBO Max experiment has been very popular. I thought it worked really good with Wonder Woman. There's also a new release that I'm probably going to watch either today or tomorrow. Oh, another Bombard. Oh, that's the Thunderbolt launcher. Oh, wait, no, those are Arrow 4s. Those are Arrow 4s. A Bombard with 2 Arrow 4s. That's an interesting build. Hopefully we're going to get some good salvage out of this mission. Not salvage that I necessarily want to have in my company, but there's going to be some salvage that we could sell. Griffin, Bombard. Should probably hit that Bombard. Oh no, those are Thunderbolt 15s. They're not arrows. Okay. Thunderbolt 15s and arrows look a lot alike. Oh, no problem, Skewed One. You don't have to talk. I'm here to entertain you. Not the other way around. So it'll be interesting to see. I mean, I think eventually what they'll do is they'll probably release Black Widow in movie theaters and Disney Plus premiere at the same time. And they'll probably find out that there's a significant audience for people to buy it on Disney Premiere. And then it'll go into regular Disney Plus like a couple months later for those people that don't want to pay.
All right, let's get down to it.
But if it was me and I was the head of Disney, and believe me, I'm not. At the height of COVID, I would have said, okay, we're going to release Black Widow on Disney Plus. If you are a user of Disney Plus and you sign up for a 1-year membership, you will get access to Black Widow at the release. If not, if you want to do it on a monthly basis, you'll only get it a couple months later. That would have gotten a lot of people to buy Disney Plus. You have an excavator up to 8-9 movement with 2 snub-nosed PPCs and just +5 on the heat scale. So tell me, a Skewed One, what is the draw of the excavator to you? Because I don't understand. Is it just because you like to tinker, or is there enough melee there that it's worth trying to find a way to make the mech useful?
Waiting on you, Commander.
Because if you're just looking for a melee bot, I think there's better choices
Affirmative.
than an excavator. Oh, yeah, it comes with the shovel, right? The shovel is the physical weapon, which makes sense.
Special delivery. Want some more? Huh?
All right, that dervish is in bad shape now.
Commander.
See if we can finish off this dervish. I'm hoping we'll get the notification that we can continue the flashpoints after this mission. Because that's what I'm here for. And we're in the deep periphery and we're getting primitive dervishes. That's not really going to help me. There we go. He ejected. I'd like to continue with the story of the DLC. Ooh, good thing that rifleman's got heavy armor. If you ever come across the rifleman that's a pirate rifleman of a clan, a pirate version of a clan rifleman, try to pick it up because it has really awesome armor and it makes a really good sniper. Because it's got the rifleman quirks, but it has enough armor that you don't have to worry about it getting destroyed. Alright, let's see. Come on, goggles. Prove me right with a headshot here.
All weapons are go.
You hit the head.
Reporting critical hit.
Waiting for orders.
Okay, so the excavator does 70 damage. Its claws add another 50%. So his melee is 135. No, I agree that has some potential. You're right. Maybe I need to revisit the excavator. It might just be that I'm not really a big melee person. I usually like to just destroy my enemies before I get in melee range.
Alright, let's get down to it.
But some people really love to do melee, so that's a good option for them. Come on, Blackjack, die. Oh, come on.
Well, I needed salvage anyways.
It's more having to think about how to get it mobile enough to get into punchy range. Yeah, that would be my concern, to be honest.
Position confirmed. Locked on, rear armor.
Ooh, nice hits on that bombard. I'm going to tweak this Raven, put a couple tags on it, but it is still a good backstabber. If it had its rockets, I should have saved the rockets for later. But to be honest, I didn't plan on using that Raven.
What can I do for you?
But hey, that just goes to show you should probably assume that you're going to use anything that you put in the mech bay, right?
You betcha.
Let's try to overheat that bombard. Yeah, I mean that sounds like a good build to Skewed. My issues kind of go back to the lore and the fact that we didn't see excavator mechs running around like crazy in the lore. In the lore, you only find aggro mechs if there's nothing else available. There we go. Got that bombard to self-destruct. Oh no. That dervish is running away. Shh. Darn it.
I'm ready.
So this is a problem. So the dervish is running away,
Primitive.
which means I'm going to have to chase it down, which is going to take some more time. And I'm already tired of this mission, to be honest with you. Die, cicada.
Scored a critical hit.
Good to go.
Good point. Good point. skewed one. It just feels like the excavator mech should be rare. Like it should, I see the value of it, but I think they just make it too common. So what I would do is make the excavator about 50% less common than it is right now, so that putting an excavator would actually be kind of a bigger achievement.
Aye, aye.
But it feels like I see excavators probably every 5th or 6th mission, which I think is too common. It should be a rare build, because it's not something you would typically see on the battlefield. But yeah, I'll probably put one together now. Now that you've told me what you've done, I'll probably put one together. I think I have a couple parts in storage. I do think it gets more interesting if you can put a thumper on it too. Oh, you haven't seen one, Thomas? I think it has to do with where you are in space. So if you're in the periphery, they're much more common, which makes sense, because it is basically a mech of last resort, right? That's kind of what it is.
Got it.
Want to remind everybody that today at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, today at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, we are going to have, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to have the championship of the PvP series between myself and IMG. We both won 2 battles apiece, so the 5th battle will be the deciding battle on who can claim to be the PvP champ.
What can I do for you?
Between us streamers, which leads us to an opportunity where we could get some viewers involved. If you're interested in doing PvP, it's actually pretty easy to turn off your mods and play PvP skirmish mode. So if you're interested in playing with us, please let us know, because we're putting together the slot. Hopefully next week I would like to play against one of you, or you could choose to play against IMG. It doesn't matter. Whoever you want to play with, you could play with. Let's see. A skewed one says, yeah, I concur with that point. I've run across them pretty frequently, but I've been fighting a lot of pirates and Canopians in Free Worlds League space. Yeah, that's where I've seen a lot of them as well, is in the Free World League. So I would concur. That's where they're hanging out a lot. It just should be. I like the positives that you told me about a skewed one with the mech. Don't get me wrong. I just think it should be a rare item. It should be something that is very infrequent, so it's exciting. Oh, no, Thomas. Skirmish is PvP only, so it's you against an opponent. It's kind of like chess. If you look at our archive on Twitch, you'll see that we played it several times to get up to the championship round. It's very much like a chess match, but with battle mechs. So it's a lot of fun, because playing against a human opponent is 10 times harder, maybe even 20 times harder, than playing against the AI.
Going turbo.
Oh no, it's only it's only PvP. So there's no skirmish where you can have multiple players. It's just one player against another player. And it's actually very easy to turn off your mods and play PvP. It's not hard at all. We figured out how to do it.
On my way. Double time.
And anybody who's played regular Battletech is actually at an advantage because...
Locked on.
Oh, we got a Talos here. Okay. I thought that was a Dervish that was sitting out there. No, it's a Talos. I don't know why this Talos wasn't involved in the fight. Maybe this Talos pilot realized that they were doomed. And he decided not to get involved in that fight, which would make sense to me. That's what I would do. Sometimes I wish the AI would just say, nope, we're out of here, and just evacuate. Just get back on their leopards and leave. Because that would make sense sometimes. You know, in lore, mechs were very hard to find. So you wouldn't waste mechs on a fight that you couldn't win. So you would either retreat or you would power down and surrender. You wouldn't fight to the death. It's very unusual in Battletech lore for an outnumbered enemy to just keep fighting anyways. Look for the 2B excavator. I will.
Good to go.
I think I'm going to have some excavator parts out of this mission.
Got it. Back speed, no shooting.
We'll see which one I get.
On the clock. What do you want?
Because I haven't seen this before, Skewed One. The excavator that I killed on this mission had a thumper on it, which is kind of an interesting build. That means it can actually do some damage in long range while it gets in melee range. So that's kind of interesting. Alright. Don't really have a good opportunity to hit this Talos and have evasion. Come on. Alright, we'll just do an active probe then.
Sensors locked on.
For some reason, my Raven was in fighting range, but it's not letting me actually shoot. Let's do a HE round here. Or I could do my last Inferno. Oh, 2 more Inferno rounds. Let's do that. Nice. I love the Inferno rounds.
Good to go.
One of my favorite ways that a artillery piece can really change the battlefield is by using that Sniper Inferno artillery. Die, Talos, die!
Standing by. Understood. Moving fast.
Alright, let's see if we can just get a headshot here and end this match. Come on. Headshot, please. No.
I
No
hear
luck.
ya. On my way.
On the clock. What do you want? Let's make some bad decisions and high.
Alright, so... Yeah, so Thomas, I would check out our videos on the channel where we play PvP, and that'll give you an understanding of how it works.
Affirmative.
It's very much like chess with mechs. I enjoy it quite a bit.
Reporting critical hit.
I hear ya.
Yeah, that might be the 2B that I destroyed. That would make sense.
Affirmative.
Yay! Die, Talos, die.
AC-10 ammo bin is empty.
Yay! Alright, mission complete.
Mission successful.
Mission successful. Skewed One, are you going to make it for the PvP Championship later? 6 p.m. Eastern Time. It's taken 2 weeks, 3 weeks, but we finally built our way to the championship. Yeah, it's only one player against another. Ooh, we got a nice payout here. Bounty payouts. Nice. Nice. Alright, let's look at our salvage. I don't think we suffered any significant... Nope, no damage, no injuries. This was a real turkey shoot of a mission. Alright, so let's look at the excavator mech. So we have the... Ooh... Okay, so this excavator mech has 2 ballistic hardpoint, 2 energy hardpoint, 3 missile hardpoint, and 3 support hardpoints. Brawler kicks, punches, and physical weapon deals 50% more damage. Alright, I'm going to take 2 of these excavator mechs because I feel like I have to play with it right now and just see if I can put it together. All right, there's a bombard here that had dual Gauss's. Let's see, it's the 20. Yeah, I'm going to take one of these. Alright, so we got a whole bunch of bombard parts. Excavator parts, Griffin part. Thunderbolt, light engine. Not bad. Aw, I'm sorry about that, Skewed One. I'm in the same boat. My mother's no longer with me, so I have a hard time on her birthday as well. So my thoughts go out to you, because it's a raw deal. I haven't had my mother for going on 10 years now, so it's definitely a tough situation for me as well. But it does get better with time. Alright, let's see if we put anything together, because we need money. Oh, okay. So I could put together the Excavator 2B or the 3T. Light fusion engine. Okay. I think I have to go with the BT version, because it comes with some quirks. What does the AT have? I'll show you momentarily. I think I have something else to build here too. Let's see. Yeah, I got a hunchback. We can just sell that. That works for me. Selling that hunchback will pay our bills for a month, so that's good. Anything else? No. Alright. So let's put that hunchback into storage so we can sell it. Alright, let's look at the Excavator 8T. Okay, so the Excavator 8T comes with thumper artillery. I'm probably going to take a pass on that. I don't know Let's take off the jump jets first and foremost. It does have a light engine, so that's nice. I like the fact that it came with a light engine. That's why I selected it. So the question is can we get this to a decent speed? Right now the movement is 7 hexes with a sprint. Alright, we do have a supercharger. But that doesn't help us with sprints that much. It's probably worth the ton now, maybe. Unless I have a better engine. Let's see. So right now it's a 280. What do I have? I've got a 385, which would be way too big for this thing. And a 300. Cruise is 120, top 180. Right now it's cruise 112, It's not that much of a bonus in speed if I take this out. Oh, yeah, no, there's no backhoe on this one. So it's definitely built to be a artillery piece. It still has 10% critical resistance to melee. Suffering critical hits, 50% resistant. Oh, it does have a digger claw. So the digger claw does melee damage. Yeah. I don't know if this is the right one. Yeah, it comes with MMLs. So I wonder if I could turn this into an artillery support mech. Take off the MMLs. Take off the SRMs and LRMs. Alright, and suddenly I have 10 tons left. Let's take that ammo and put it in the legs. Thank you very much. Probably need another ton of ammo. Shape charge. Yeah, probably shape charge would be the best. Alright, so can we turn this into a... small laser is not going to help us with this build, or the medium. Let's see. Morning, Big Fluffy. Trying to figure out what we could do with this excavator mech that we just found. I could do an LRM 20, but that's about it. I could put some thunderbolts on it. No, I can't really. I could put 3 Thunderbolt 5s on it. Thunderbolt 5, Thunderbolt 5, Thunderbolt 5. What is my job? That's an interesting question. Are you talking about my day job? I don't think we need the supercharger. I don't think that's going to help us on this mech. You know, I can't make this thing work. I don't think I can do it. I don't know if this is a viable mech, really. I might just sell this one. I should have taken the other one. Yeah, the fact that it doesn't have... It has the claw, but not the backhoe. My day job is... I'm in finance. That's probably as much as I could say. Is I'm in the financial arena for my day job. Let's put this into storage. I'm not going to get anything. I think I should have taken the other excavator option. Yeah, I picked the model because it had a light engine. I picked it, and that's good that we got a light engine out of it, but I don't think it was... If I was trying to make a melee bot, I picked the wrong one. But we are getting million C-bills for it, so I'll take that. Hunchback. We're actually rolling in the money right now. Nice. So, yeah, I'm in finance myself. It's not as exciting and fun as playing Battletech. Let's put it that way. All right, I was really hoping we would get another mission soon. All right, I guess we'll do this solo duel. It's not going to take me very long. Might as well knock it out. Oh, this does give me a chance to use my linesman. Yeah, there's no limit on tonnage. I thought I modified this. Did it not take? It didn't take. Alright, let's just take my Orion. And we'll take our commander. And let's knock out this quick duel. Just popped a Rifleman 2C. Is it the Rifleman 2C? Oh, we got a headshot. Is it the Clan Rifleman? I think you're in clan space, right, Thomas? I'm not a huge fan of the Rifleman, either the clan version or the regular version, but it's always nice to get a full mech. I'm actually just trying to get through some time here so we can actually... oh, it's the mercenary one. So it's the 2CP. 2CP makes a really good sniper build, as you probably saw. I have a Gauss and an AC2 on it, but I know you're not. I would put in a light Gauss and a heavy Gauss if I could. Gausses really are the best sniper by far. Alright, destroy the enemy mech warrior. Here we go. Alright, let's go right at him. My mech has a lot of firepower, so hopefully we can make this a quick battle.
Alright, let's get down to it.
This Orion with MRMs is pretty overpowered. Oh, it's a 100-tonner. A Titan. Ooh. Oh man, if I knew I was gonna get an assault, I would have brought my sniper. Oh, he overheated, which means I can go for the head.
Alright, let's get down to it.
No, that's not a stupid question. You do bring up a fair point. So, I could probably travel. Problem is now I only have about an hour left to play. And I don't want to get into the... right, we're going for a headshot on this Titan. Wouldn't it be nice if I got a Titan?
One attitude adjustment coming right.
Come on, go for the head, go for the head, go for the head, go for the head, go for the head. Head injury, nice.
I can see why people enjoy this line of work.
Alright. We get another round of going for the head.
I'm on the clock. What do you want?
Come on. Go for the head, go for the head, go for the head.
Adjustment coming right up. Well, we needed salvage anyways.
Alright. Now he's going to make me pay. Oh gosh, his aim is horrible. That was a horrible shot by the Titan. I bet you it overheats again.
Now who's done for having all the
Oh, it killed itself.
Mission successful.
Alright. That was a short duel. That was a short duel. No question about it. Goggles, yeah, so that's not a stupid question. The challenge is that we're probably not... We don't have enough time. So tomorrow, since we're not doing Baldur's Gate 3 anymore, I'll probably do a long stream tomorrow. So tomorrow might be a good opportunity for us to do some more of the flashpoints. So it's not a stupid question at all. But I did travel to get to this planet, so that was some time passing. And we're just farming some nice mechs here on a Saturday morning. And leveling up our pilots. That's good. I should probably be leveling up my lower pilots while we're doing these lower level missions. Andre, I thought I made Andre a missile master already. Maybe I didn't confirm it. I feel like I did things yesterday that didn't get saved. Oh, I know why. I know why. Have you guys ever had Battletech running in the background and then you actually leave it for a couple hours and then you come back and it's time to go to bed and you just turn it off and you forget that you needed to save? Yeah, that's what happened. So I had some things that I did yesterday that did not keep.
Waiting on you, Commander.
Which is fine. I should probably buff up the guts here. Alright. T-Bone. A Watcher. Oh, and I have my first level 10 pilot. Yay! Isn't it nice that it's our commander? I always get frustrated when the commander gets hurt and then he gets behind the level of his employees. Like, it's just a role-playing thing for me that I'm like, wait, if I'm the commander, I should be the best pilot, right? That just makes sense to me. Alright, so what didn't happen is this linesman, I refitted it yesterday, but it didn't keep. So we're going to redo that right now. So we're going to strip the equipment. Alright, what are we going to put in this linesman? We'll definitely put in an XL engine. I know some people would rather go with lights, but I still stay at the end of the day. I'll take the chance with the XL engine because of the firepower you can bring. I'm a big firepower guy. Alright, so we took out a 270. Do we have a better engine? We have a 300. Okay. Does that mean we could put in equaling +2 or no? Yes. Okay. We can put equaling +2, which is nice. I think we should also put in a heatsink kit. Thank you. Alright, so what are we going to put into this? Because we got 51 tons left. Let's see. We can put in a supercharger. So this has a manufacturer quirk. Stabilize weapons. This piece of gear represents the linesman's inherent stability weapons quirk. This gives the linesman Reduce recoil penalties for AC class weapons. Alright, so this thing is a AC beast, is what this is telling me. So we gotta put ACs on this thing. So I think an Ultra Cannon 10, an Ultra Cannon 5 is a good starting point. We should have ammo for that. Let's see. Ultra Cannon 5, 2 tons. Always separate your tonnage. If you're putting it in the foot, in the feet, never put the tonnage in the same leg. So see what I'm doing? I'm putting the Ultra Cannon 5 and the Ultra Cannon 10 on both sides so that if we lose ammo, if we lose one of these legs, we're still going to be able to fire both of our weapons. So that's very important. Sometimes people will just put, oh, I'll put the Ultra Cannon on the side where the Ultra Cannon 5 is, where this, you don't want to do that. All right. So that's pretty good heat efficiency. We still have 24 tons remaining. All right, so can we, what else do we have ammo for? Ammo in the legs is a sin against all that is good, Steinen? Why would you say that? What is your rationale? I would like to understand your rationale. Is it because it's not necessarily canon that we can do that? It's against the lore. Okay, I understand. It's against the lore. I get it. I get what you're saying. I understand what you're saying. Right, so what Steinen is saying, and he is correct, is what you should have to do is put case in here, and then take this ammo and put it in the torso, like so. So you limit how often you do it. Fair enough. You know, I am a believer that lore should be held true. So you do have a good point there. So maybe I should do that more in my builds. Maybe I should do that more in my builds. To be fair, that would probably be more akin with lore. All right. So what do we have left? I can't put any missiles in this bad boy. All right. Well, I'll put the ammo in the arms. How about Steinen? Can we compromise and put weapon ammo in the arms? Is that acceptable? I think that's a fair meeting of the minds. Yeah, that's true, Steinen. I do recommend that new players put the ammo in the legs. I agree. Alright, so if I put the ammo in the arms, I don't need case. we're just going to have to armor up the arms like crazy. And then that means I can put in missiles. Alright. So I got MRM-10. MRM-10. Again, I'm trying to space things out so you don't lose all of your weapons in one go. Alright, so MRM-10, that's MRM-20. I'm not going to have a problem with space in this mech. So I think we can put in a ton of MRM on both arms. Now we really need to armor up here. Let's armor up. Okay, so this linesman does have really good durability, so I'll give it that. Alright, we still have a little bit of pod space. Alright, so let's look at... You know what? I'm going to take out one of the MRM-10s and a ton of the MRM ammo because I want to give this rocket launcher 40. No, I can't get it in there. Darn it. Never mind. Never mind. That won't work. That won't work. It's always frustrating when you come up with a great, ingenious plan and then you can't make it work on the mech. Okay, so this thing's got pretty good armor. Let's see. We still got a lot of tonnage available. 7 tons. Energy efficiency is off the charts here, so... Could do a plasma rifle. That only gives me enough for a ton of ammo. Enough pod space for a ton of ammo here, which is really all the space I have left. So that's not horrible. Plasma ammo. Plasma ammo doesn't actually explode, so I can put that in the torso. Alright, so we've got ammo on the arms, but we've got max armor, so I think this is viable. It should be with 1.3 million. Alright. Any other quirks that we want to put in on this thing? We could put in a comm suite. You know what? I don't think I need 2 tons of MRM ammo. Let's put in a comm suite. And if I had a If I had a direct fire computer, a ballistic computer, I would definitely throw that on. But we don't. That is a good point. So I could take off the plasma rifle. I've got plenty of heat to burn. So if I put on a ERPPC, that does give this mech some range. That's a good point, Fluffy. Let's check the energy efficiency, the heat efficiency. We're we're almost energy neutral. Close. Close but no cigar. That's probably close enough because we're not going to be firing our PPC when we're firing the Ultra Cannon 10 and the Ultra Cannon 5 probably. So I think that's a pretty solid build. You know what? One more thing. We have just enough tonnage. I'm always a fan of throwing ECM on. Even the big boys need some ECM because it'll increase the evasion just a little bit. And we can take some ammo off, some armor off the legs because we don't have any ammo in there. There we go. In a month, hopefully by the time we're ready to continue on with our flashpoints, we will have that bad boy ready to go. Alright, is there any other missions on this planet that are worth taking? Alright, we got a bounty hunting battle. 2.5 skulls. Let's go to navigation. I feel like we need to go to a more challenging planet. I think we're past the days of 3 skulls. Let's do 3.5. And for those of you that are new, so a 3.5 skull planet means you should have a couple 4 skull missions and you should have a couple 3 skulls. So you average out at 3.5. That's how it works. All right, so let's see. 3.5 skull planet here or here. Let's see, or here. That's a 2.5. That doesn't do me any good. Oh wait. Oh, that's the start of the campaign. I don't want to do the campaign because we're already doing the flashpoints for the heavy metal DLC. So let's go to this 3.5 skull planet. See if we can find something that's 4 skull. Alright, so now we can have some more pilots. So that's a good thing. I feel like we need more pilots. But that also gives us a lot more options for what we can do. Let's get this machine shop going so we can maximize our tech points. Good suggestion, Big Fluffy, on adding that ERPPC. I agree. It also gives the mech some much needed range. So I think that's a good addition to the build. I appreciate that. I mean, that mech is going to be a fire magnet because it's an assault. But it has really good armor, so I think, oh, here we go. Here comes the Flashpoint campaign. Darius calls you, I have a contact. We've got a lead on the Denrev. Yeah, we'll pay the bribe. Oh! Okay, so now we know where the Flashpoint will continue. We're going to continue that Flashpoints for the Heavy Metal DLC tomorrow morning for our stream in the morning because we only have a half hour left and I don't want to get in the middle of a flashpoint, so now we can actually do the next series of flashpoints when we play tomorrow morning, so that works out well actually. Alright, let's see if we can find a nice 4 skull mission perhaps. Alright, so we got corporate secrets. We've got leaving their mark. Yeah, we'll take this corporate secrets mission. Oh, and my timer just went off. I actually need to go a little earlier than expected. So we'll actually pick this up tomorrow. Tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern time. We'll do this mission real quick and then we'll go on to the DLC. So we'll see you next time. In the meantime, don't forget to come back at 6 p.m. Eastern Time tonight for our PvP Championship. May the best player win. There can only be one MECH lander. Yes, I made that pun, and it kind of works. There can only be one MECH lander today at 6 p.m.